Once you download the pivot file within this homework assignment, you will notice there is a lot of information available to us. We have a data, dates, Yankees, Mets, and sheet 3 worksheet within. Our first instruction asks us to create the revenues for each city in 2002. So we need to utilize what is called a pivot table. We need to make sure that we've selected our data table. We click Insert, and we notice Pivot Table. If it is not already highlighted for you, select all of the data in the cell, in the data sheet, A through F. Make sure that you have selected New Worksheet and click OK. We populate with a new worksheet. You'll notice pivot fields on the side. Here, we need to select Where and Revenue. This gives us the revenues for each city in 2002. You're then asked to save as Worksheet Part A. Next, you're asked to find the revenues for each city in 2002 for store, catalog, and web. So we again click Insert Pivot Table. Make sure you've clicked back into your data worksheet here. Again, it should be A through F, New Worksheet. Click OK. This time, we need our Where, our How, and our Revenue. Catalog, store, web all pop up for us. This time we're asked to save our worksheet as Worksheet Part B. We then click back into our data worksheet where we are now asked for the revenue of each product in the city. We go back, Insert Pivot Table. Our range is A through F again, New Worksheet. Okay. This time we need Where, What, How, and Revenue. You'll notice all of the products and where they're sold, as well as their revenue. We're then asked to save that as Worksheet Part C. We go back into our Data tab. We're asked for the total quantity of compasses sold in London over the web. Insert Pivot Table. Make sure your range is correct and New Worksheet is highlighted. Click OK. This time, we need Where, What, How, and Quantity. However, you'll notice a lot of stuff appears. We don't need all of it. Click the caret next to Where and make sure only London is selected. Under What, make sure only compasses are selected. Under How, make sure only Web is selected. And we are completed, and we are asked to save this as Worksheet Part D. We again click back into our Data tab, and we are now asked for the average quantity of hammocks sold in each city. We again use our pivot table. We make sure our range is correct and a new worksheet. We need to select where, what, and quantity. Within what, we need to make sure that only hammocks are selected. You'll notice here, we received the sum of the quantity, but we want the average. So we click here where it says values, sum of quantity. We select value field settings and we select average and click OK. We now have our average just as we were hoping for. We're then asked to save this as worksheet part E. We then click back into our data tab. We're asked to find the revenues for each month. We insert pivot table. At this point, your range and new worksheet should all be auto set for you. We need to select when and revenue. We now have the revenue for each month. We save this as worksheet part F as instructed. Next, we are asked to copy data. You can do that by selecting it, move or copy, select data, create a copy, and click OK. We now need to sort by our dates. We select column A, sort and filter, oldest to newest. We click sort when our warning pops up. We now save this as date sort as instructed. We now want to sort by Paris. We select back our data worksheet, move or copy, select data, create a copy, OK. We select column B for Paris. We do sort and filter, but this time we hit this little dustpan type thing that says filter. We click it. We notice a caret now pops up next to where. We select it and we make sure that only Paris is selected. We click OK and we save this worksheet as Paris as instructed. We then need to make another copy of our data worksheet. Data, create a copy, OK. This time we are asked for the top 10 in revenue. We highlight column F where revenue is. We filter. We get our caret. And you will notice number filters. We select top 10. You will notice by default it says items. We want to change that to percent. We click OK. You'll notice for some reason there's more than 10 results here. That is because it is possible that there are ties in the revenues. We rename this top 10 as instructed. Last but not least, we are asked to use the dates worksheet. First, we need to calculate the dates and how many days there are in between each of them. So we highlight column A, sort and filter, oldest to newest, we click sort when given our warning. We then click in a cell G3 to calculate the differences in days. We do equals A3 minus A2, and we notice there's 13 days between January 25th and February 7th, 2002. We autofill this formula down, and we are asked for the average number of days between sales. So we simply use an average formula and highlight all of our information in the range above. The range should be G3 through G28. We enter. We notice that it is 12.65385 as our result. Once you've completed all these tasks, submit online.